landing pages, web pages. What's going on? Are these kids trying to confuse me? What we're going to do today is talk about landing pages. A landing page is basically just a simple web page. The only thing you can do on that page is take an action, and that's to download something or to book an appointment. That's it. That's the only goal. And what's sad, and it's tragic in my view, that in this industry is caught up in beautiful looking websites that don't convert. And I've seen advisors, maybe some of you are like this. And this is not a knock on you, because branding has its place. But I've seen advisors pay $10,000, $20,000 for a beautiful website that doesn't generate any leads. Now, here's the thing. When you think about generating leads or appointments off of your advisory website, most advisors only think about the website itself. They never think about the traffic. And then what happens is these poor web designers or these companies that build the websites, they get all this flack like, you guys didn't get me a single lead. Like, I got this website and I don't get a single lead. To be honest, and if this is the first time you're hearing this, great, but it's not their fault either, because traffic is the other huge component that is the differentiator between, an appointment generating machine and just a pretty brochure. That's the difference. So if you're going to start generating traffic to your website, it's better to pay for traffic and send it to a landing page. Now, the landing page can be something that's taken right off of your website. So you could have a website that's www.mypractice.com/lander, literally that creative. But you know what? We learn better when we're analyzing and doing together, right? So what I've done is I've prepared a screen where we're actually going to do something together. Now, there's lots of tools out there that can help you create a landing page. And let me see here. But I'm gonna help you guys out with something that is very simple to use, and I like to use. It's called ClickFunnels. So pretty simple. A lot of you guys have probably heard of that tool. I don't make a referral from you guys kind of using this, but here's inside of ClickFunnels. I'm not going to show you how to set it all up, but this is a very simple landing page, right? So like this is where your logo would go. Let's say I want to, replace that logo. Perfect, fine. I can just, remove this logo and go grab an image somewhere else. So I've got these different, so let's say let's say my brand is called Carbon or Shift. Let's just call it Carbon. So add that image up in there. Boom, my logo's done. Okay. Let's say I have a download, right? So I want to change the image that's there. So I have a book. So let's say my book is, hey, look at that, the definitive guide, right? Same thing right here. So I'm going to switch the book right here, the definitive virtual meeting playbook. I'm going to get that done. By the way, if you guys are wondering, how do you get these cool covers done? You can actually design something yourself pretty easy in Canva. And then Canva doesn't have like a 3D feature yet, but don't worry. Ken Fisher doesn't even use that feature. But if you guys kind of like that, Fiverr, you can just look up somebody on Fiverr. And literally there are tons of people. So if you just go to like 3D render PDF book, and boom. So this guy for $10 will give you a 3D mock-up of your book. So there you go. I've never used this guy, but he's a level 2 seller, Oh, it wants me to join in. But if you just want someone to do a quick render, there you go. $10, you're going to have a nice, and it's going to look official and really clean. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to just, change your headline. So we're going to pick up a lot of this when I open up the Ken Fisher stuff, but free. Now let's say, imagine I'm you, right? And I'm not marketing this book. I'm marketing like a retirement guide. Free. So there it is, statement of benefit right off the top. All right. Just that's the first thing that you want to have is a statement of benefit. Might want to lower the font size a little bit here. There you go. Free retirement planning guide. And then I'm taking this straight from the Ken Fisher playbook, 15 minutes to a simpler retirement plan. So let's say that's what I would call my retirement guide. Click here for instant access. I really can't beat that. And then you want to have a few extra bullet points. So something, it depends on your reader, right? Like you might want to think about, we will never sell your information. We don't spam. Or another one is we hate spam, and then private and confidential. So you could do that as kind of like an assurity. And then notice, so that's above the fold, right? So this is above the fold. We call this above the fold because somebody can see it without having to scroll down. And then we go down here, and then, now ClickFunnels already has some like great templates you could just use. I'm going to flip over to the Ken Fisher funnel for just a second, because you guys might be wondering, well, what would I even put here? What's interesting is the way I would test if you're paying for traffic here, aside from like a disclaimer down here that says like, we are not associated with Facebook. This is not a Facebook endorsed company. There's kind of like a few guidelines you need to have on that page. The privacy policy has to be accurate, the TNC, the disclaimer. But, Ken Fisher's funnel is generating hundreds of millions in AUM every single month. And their landing pages are literally this simple or even simpler. So it's really important not to get in too much into your head when you start doing this, and start worrying about, it's got to be amazing, it's got to be long. No, start simple and then iterate to great. All right, you want to write that down. Start simple and then iterate to great. Now let's take a look to see what these eight-figure marketers at Ken Fisher is doing. And actually, you know what? I actually have a couple of his, ads I wanted to show you here. So let me just kind of bring this up. Awesome. Okay, so just a couple of stats so like this is the real deal. So the website fisherinvestments.com is getting 140,000 visits. The average time somebody stays on is 6 minutes. Page views, they'll visit 3 pages, and then they'll have a 42% bounce rate, which is amazing. And this is how much money they're spending on a daily basis on Outbrain, which is like a content distribution network, sponsoring listings, 6K a day. They get a ton of inbound search traffic because they've invested a lot in SEO. But he also has another website called fi.com where most of the traffic goes. And they're spending about 200,000 a day on Facebook ads, and then on advertising.com, they're reporting about 40K. These numbers are just a little bit dated based on our analysis. Then they're probably ramped this up since COVID. But you may have run across these ads if you're over the age of, let's say, 40 or 50, or you have, because of everything you can get on Google, they know who has money. But I'd want you to just take a look at the ads here. And there's some very interesting things about the ads. Number one is, notice how in the imagery that they use, now, by the way, they've gone to a new iteration of ads that is not this, but I think that these ads are so brilliant because they're simple, they are ugly, and ugly converts when it comes to ads. They're not beautiful, and you guys can duplicate them. And because they've been doing this ad for years, it's kind of worn out. So now they're trying these other ads, which I'm going to show you one in just a second. Like, they're testing these ads. Like, I saw this ad 3 months ago. I've never seen it again. So you know what that means? It's not working. So this hit me up on Facebook, right? But notice what's cool about these ads you guys can think about when you're, whether you're choosing imagery for your landing page or your PowerPoint decks or your website, is they always put the image of a male that looks like he's fit, healthy, and has a life, right? So always put what your clients or your prospects are trying to achieve in the ad. So it's like future casting a vision of themselves. Now, how many 55, 60, 70-year-old guys do you think look like this? But how many of them want to look like that? All of them, right? They all want to be this cool guy, this lone wolf. Notice how he doesn't have a wife in this picture. It's not this standard Viagra picture, right? Where it's like, this couple in their 60s and they're holding hands on the beach. No. This guy is going for the self-directed person, the individual, the person who calls the shots. They see themselves as a lone wolf, not a member of the herd. Like, they are very intentional about the psychology of this. So let's just take one of the ads, right? 4 ways to avoid running out of money in retirement. If you have a $500,000 portfolio, download the guide by Forbes columnist Ken Fisher's firm. It's called the 15-minute retirement plan. Click here to download your guide. Now, couple things. Number one, they're very specific of who they want to work with. 500,000 is everywhere. This one is $1 million, but they don't want to talk to you. If you don't have $500,000, they don't want to talk to you, right? So think about using that. You could use that on LinkedIn. You could use that on your Facebook ads. Actually, no, you can't do that. They would not like that. But display ads, you can. There's a way to do it on Facebook. Maybe we'll do it another time. But this is how they do it. Now, this is how simple their landing pages are. Look at this. Avoid running out of money when you need it most. Learn how in this 15-minute retirement plan. Simple button, nothing else to do. A little bit about Ken. You click on that and they're going to direct you to a page that is really simple. Like here's their simple page right here. That's it. See how beautiful that is? You're like, what? No, see how ugly that is, right? Look how simple that is. And they're very specific. Hey, we don't give personal consultations unless you have 500,000 investable assets. So they're doing such a great job of like pushing people back that the leads that their call center or boiler room, for lack of a better word, is getting. So just absolutely unbelievable, right? So remember, just keep it really simple. If the biggest marketers on the planet who are outgunning you at every turn and spending tens of millions of dollars a year on advertising are keeping it dead simple, don't you think you should as well?